Hey guys, so since I have done a video on USA stocks that are my favorite, India is my all-time favorite. I live here and I want to tell you at least 5 stocks that I think are moat stocks. I'll first explain you what moat stocks are and then what 5 moat stocks I think are the most exciting in the Indian stock market and where I will put my money. Now, what is a moat stock? What is a moat? A moat is pretty much a castle that has a ditch around it and it's filled with water. So the idea of having a moat is that when people come to attack you or take you over, they're not able to get through the water, get through the ditch, and get to your castle. So basically, when it comes to the stock market or relating it to the stock market, it's basically stocks that have a huge competitive advantage and that will not be surpassed in their industry. So that's what a moat is. And this is a concept from Warren Buffett. He always invested in moat stocks. Now the trick here is to find a moat stock or a stock like this before the stock has exploded in price and invest right before then. That's also, it requires a lot of research. You really have to figure out what types of stocks those are. You have a lot of research to do. But 5 stocks that I think are moat stocks on our Indian stock exchange, I will go into detail with you now. Now, before I do go into detail, I would appreciate if you tap lightly on that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and that like button. Really support the channel, you guys. I'm putting lots of effort into it, and I hope that it grows. The first stock that I want to talk to you about is Asian Paints. Asian Paints is a market leader. First in India, third in Asia, huge market share, 40% market share in India. It has been started in 1942 and that's when it was just producing and manufacturing paints, but now it's into decor, it's into so many different industries. The pure size of this and the pure market share of Asian Paints gives it a huge competitive advantage in comparison to others in the same industry. So Asian Paints is a first stock that I think is a great buy. I know it's a little expensive now, but I do believe that it has huge room for growth also. Now, secondly, Shree Cements. The competitive advantage, and I'll go into details of Shree Cements after, but the competitive advantage that Shree Cements has is its low production cost. The low production cost gives it huge competitive advantage. It is a very expensive stock overall, but it has huge competitive advantage because of this reason. So I do believe that it's a good investment. It's one of the few stocks in the Indian stock market to have reached a market cap of 1 trillion, which is pretty amazing. You can see where it can go from there. The third stock is Tata Consultancy Services. Now this stock has a competitive advantage because it's been the first in this type of industry to do a lot of things. Tata Consultancy Services provides information technology solutions. Okay, that's basically what it does. It's under Tata. But a few things. It's been the first to actually start this type of thing in India. It's been one of the first companies in this field to move to the US. Their switching costs are minimized, which are great for them. They have a huge competitive advantage because they have been the first to do these things. And they have captured most of the market. When they started this, 95% of their customers are from their initial customers. So they have a huge base of loyalty. And I think that the company is going to grow beautifully. So moat is, it's been the first and people trust them and people are staying with them. And yeah, so that's what their moat is. The fourth is, and I feel like all of us have realized this during all of these lockdowns, DMart. DMart has about 234 chains all over India. They have a huge bargaining power. Why do they have huge bargaining power? Because they buy so much, they get to choose the cost that they want to buy at, and then they end up being cheaper than all of their other competitors, which is absolutely fantastic. I buy my daughter's diapers from DMart because they're so cheap. In comparison to things like Amazon and medical stores, they're really very cheap. This is where their competitive advantage comes from, and it's definitely something that that you could put your money into. It's a good idea. The fifth is Titan. I know so when I moved to India, I would see these Titan stores, and they're basically fashion accessories, watches, eyewear, these type of thing. They also go into jewelry. Now, the reason I feel that Titan is a good moat stock is because of their customer loyalty. Their jewelry is sold under the brand of Tanishq, and people trust Tanishq. They have huge loyalty. Lots of people buy from them and stay with them. Lots of people trust Titan also. I feel like their moat is their loyalty that they have from their customers, something to definitely invest in. They have 60% of the market share in where they are in terms of fashion accessories, watches, eyewear, these type of things. So these are the 5 stocks that I think are moat stocks that have a huge competitive advantage, that will remain leaders in their sector and not be taken over by other stocks. I do have 5 more. If you would like me to do a video on the other 5, I can for you, but I did the first 5 because I thought that these were the most important ones. I'll just give you a little insight to the 6th one, and that's Dr. Lal PathLabs. Who has not gone there during COVID to get a test, or who has not called them home? They have huge reach, so many home visits, so many chains all over the US. It makes their cost, not the US, I'm sorry, all over India. It makes their costing much cheaper. People definitely go to them. So these are moat stocks of India. Now, another little Indian stock update or something happening on our stock market that I want to talk to you about is the IPO of Paytm. It is supposed to be scheduled to happen in November. It's supposed to be one of the biggest IPOs that's going to happen in India. Nothing has been as big as this. The IPO is supposed to be about $3 billion, which is about 21,800 crores, which is amazing. And if everything does go well, that's going to give Paytm a value of about 25 to $30 billion when its IPO does happen. If I do get any more information on this IPO, I will definitely share it with you. This was meant to be an Indian kind of stock update, what I think is attractive, what is happening. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you guys. Bye.